Hello, it's me. I'm editing this in January. This was recorded in October. So I talked about One Direction in this episode, and the day after I recorded this, Liam Payne died. So I'm not saying I caused it, but I am saying that I do talk about One Direction, and it's not like I'm talking anything bad about him. I mean, I don't think it's anything bad, but I did talk about Liam in this episode, and then he did die. So just trigger warning if you I bring it up and then you can just skip ahead a few seconds, maybe a minute, and then I'm not talking about him anymore. Yes. So recorded this in October and it's January, so hope you all enjoy. Thanks. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the pod. It's been so long. Where have I been? Same question as last time. And I was in a really deep depressive slump. To be completely honest, I was so far into depression that it was bad. So I just wasn't motivated to do anything with my life, including make this podcast. And I'm so sorry that I've left you all hanging for a good chunk of time. The last episode was in March. And it is October 15th as I'm filming this. Tuesday, October 15th. A lot of stuff has happened in not only my life, which we don't have to get into, but the hockey world. A lot of stuff has happened since March. The season ended and a new season just began, so we can talk. We have a lot of stuff to catch up on. A lot of stuff outside of hockey that I want to talk about. A little bit of Formula One, because a lot of stuff has also happened in the world of Formula One. Yes. Wonderful. Why am I holding the microphone? My computer's overheating and you can definitely hear it. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. And if you can hear that, I'm really sorry. Can't really do much about it. This is the most unprofessional podcast you've probably ever listened to in your life. So yeah, can't control it. If you want to pay for a studio and a full team, feel free to do that if you'd like. Not that you're going to, but it's the thought that counts. So yeah, I have my notes. I'm gonna go get a drink. I suggest you do the same. Put this on in the background. Do whatever you normally do when you listen to podcasts, because it's going to be a long episode. I can feel it. If last episode was long because I was gone for a month, I've been gone for a good, hold on. Let me do math for a second. Almost 6 months. If not 6 months, I can't do math. 6, maybe 7 months, if you want to do the math. So we have a lot to catch up on, and I'm really excited to be here, really excited to be back, and yeah, super excited. Thank you. All right, first thing before we get into the juicy bits of what I want to talk about, we're gonna do player of the episode because I forget it, so I have it at the top of my notes. I have a podcast overview notes in my notes app, and the thing at the top in all caps says, don't forget player of the app. So I must not forget player of the episode. Today's player of the episode, we're going to talk about him a little bit more, is Clayton Keller. I love Clayton Keller. I say that about everyone I talk about, but I do. I just think he's so great. And now he's captain. We're going to talk about that more because big captaincy news in the league, in the media, in the league. There was a lot of captains that were named off season. So that's exciting. He's player of the episode. We're going to talk about him more later. We're going to talk about Utah because there's a lot happening in Utah. What else? Before we get into talking about hockey, I want to talk about Formula One because a lot of stuff happened on my break, my quote unquote break. A lot of stuff happened. Williams Racing, lots happened with Williams. I keep saying because I don't know what to say, so sorry. There's gonna be a lot of ums. That's all. Williams Racing. I love Logan Sargent. And some people don't, and that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and everyone's entitled to you're entitled to have your own opinion about different people because that's just the way sports works. But you are also entitled to your own wrong opinion because Logan Sargent is great. And he really was out there representing all of America. And he was doing, and if you don't think, I think he did great, like with what he was given. And like, I think he was treated very poorly. And I just saw TikTok today because the Grand Prix is in Austin this week. The Grand Prix is in Austin, and Williams posted a picture of Alex eating like something. It was like barbecue or something, and there was a video last year of Logan and Alex eating the barbecue, but this year they cropped out Logan from the picture and it was just Alex. And like, yeah, he's not on the team anymore, but like, it just feels so wrong. Makes me sad. What else? Carlos to Williams? Guys, don't even get me started. Carlos, I am a Carlos fan first and foremost. I will root for Carlos over anyone else. I do also have a soft spot for McLaren, but because I love Lando and Oscar. So we are also McLaren fans. I'm looking off to my notes in case you don't know if you're watching this and I keep looking off to the side. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah. Carlos to Williams is so random. There's probably so much microphone feedback I'm realizing. So I'm really sorry about that too. I just don't really want to listen to my computer overheat. So I'm holding it. I can also unscrew it and hold it, but I feel like that would, I don't know, I like it being a stand. I'm getting sidetracked. Carlos Williams. I don't even know what to say. Like, obviously I'm going to root for Carlos no matter what team he goes to. Even if, even if it was, with, Visa Cash App or whatever. Like, I would have rooted for him no matter what. But, it just felt so random. And, him getting cut, I feel like Formula One, they do everyone so dirty. They did Daniel, I don't know if I can articulate what I want to talk about, how I want to talk about this. Daniel being cut mid-season before his favorite race, don't get me started. Don't piss me off, guys. Don't do that. That pisses me off. You did him so dirty. Ugh, I'm so angry about it. Also, Logan getting cut mid-season, he was probably, it makes me so sad because he got cut in, a foreign country, and, he couldn't, he didn't have anyone with him, he didn't have any, familial support, probably, I'm guessing, I don't know these players' lives and the ins and outs of Formula One as much as I know about hockey, so I'm just guessing. Still kind of new to Formula One, so that's why this is not called, this isn't a Formula One podcast. I talk about hockey here because I could talk about hockey till the day I die. So that's why we're here. What else happened? I went to a few baseball games. I think I'm becoming a baseball girly. That's so exciting. Did I go to two? I went to a Giants game, and then I went to an Angels game. The Giants won. They were playing against whichever team Dansby Swanson is on. That's who we played. That's who the Giants played. And then I went to an Angels game in Anaheim, and I think they were playing the Rangers? I think. I don't remember. I could look it up, but I don't want to. And, the fun thing about the Angels game was they had, scan the QR code, and then you can, oh my gosh, sorry, my light. I don't have a lampshade for my light. It broke, so it looks like the sun. They had, a QR code that you could scan, and then you could, vote for which song you wanted, during, something. Was it the 7th inning stretch? I don't remember. But they had One Direction, and of course I was going to vote for One Direction. Also, One Direction. Sorry to get sidetracked. We're going to talk about One Direction for a moment, because for some reason, everyone who liked One Direction became a hockey fan. There's a One Direction to hockey pipeline. It's weird. Anyways, One Direction. What the heck is going on? I think that so much has come out about Liam Payne this week that, I don't know. I'm happy I was a Zayn girl. I'm sorry to all the Liam girls out there, but I was a Zayn girl. Loved Zayn. Devastated when he left, because of course I was. Who wasn't? Even if you weren't a Zayn girl, you were devastated when Zayn left. Yeah. One Direction. Love One Direction. Anyways, moving on. So that's all I really have to talk about. I'm having a stroke. I'm really sorry. That's all I have to talk about non-hockey wise. We talked about Formula One in One Direction. Okay. I have a notepad of notes. I have my phone with notes. I'm gonna cover a bit of like unsigned free agencies because I opened on my birthday and I have a lot of opinions on that because it was a very devastating day for me. Last year I feel is worse because Eric Johnson was a free agent last season. It was actually so devastating, but nothing compares to Tyson Jost getting traded. Oh my god, I know where I was. I knew where I was the day that I found out he got traded. I don't know if I've talked about this, and if I have, you're hearing it again. And if you haven't heard this before, it was like not to like sound dramatic and not to like sound insensitive, but it truly was like my 9/11. I'm really sorry. That was really dark and that might have been insensitive, but like I wasn't alive for 9/11. Yeah, I was born in 2005. So, yeah. Or Zayn leaving One Direction could also be my 9/11. Like, you remember where you were when you found out that Zayn left One Direction. I remember where I was when I found out when Tyson Jost got traded. It was passing period between like third and fourth period, and then I looked at my phone and saw that there was a notification. And it said that Tyson Jost had been traded, and I almost started crying in the middle of class, and I truly could not focus for the rest of the day, and I came home and cried. I really did. I came home and I cried, and then I ordered a Tyson Jost jersey because I'm pretty sure it was on sale. So that's what I did. Yeah, that's what happened. I don't remember how we got here exactly. We were talking about. Wow, that was a lot to talk about. Oh my gosh. I haven't even opened my 16-ounce Red Bull yet, and I'm already like getting so sidetracked. This is great. This is why I should have a podcast, because I can just talk and talk. So, yes, that's everything I wanted to talk about non-hockey wise. Now we're going to get into everything else that I missed. So, that's exciting. All right. The way I'm going to cover things now is not going to be in chronological order in which it happened, because my notes are so all over the place. Like, I have notes that I wrote for things when they happened on my phone, and then I have a little list of notes of stuff that I just jotted down. So, yeah. So I'm going to cover something on here first. So obviously, I don't know how to start this because truly what happened, I don't know. It's so sad. I'm going to talk about Johnny Matthew Gaudreau because I feel like if I don't talk about it, then it just feels wrong not to talk about it because it was so big when it happened. I woke up the 29th, and I opened my phone, and I was like, oh, okay, notification from the score, whatever. And I opened Instagram and saw that the NHL had posted that picture, and I truly thought I was like still dreaming and hallucinating because it didn't feel real. It didn't kick in for a good 24 hours because I don't know. I didn't know him personally. Like, I didn't know them personally, but like hearing someone that was so young just die, it just doesn't hit you for a while. And like, it just felt so strange. And like, it's so devastating that it happened because it was truly a preventable situation. Like, guys, don't drink and drive. In 2024, it's embarrassing. Like, there's so many ways to prevent drinking and driving from happening. Like, just walk. Like, at that point, just walk. If you don't want to take an Uber or a Lyft, you can walk. Like, it's embarrassing, it's stupid, it's so dangerous, and it pisses me off because there are videos of him in court, like, and he just did not, like, the driver just did not care. I don't know his name, and I don't care to know his name. Like, he just did not care about his actions and what transpired after. Like, he was so, it pisses me off. And, like, he had, like, character statements or whatever and like letters, and he's like, I have daughters and like I was in the military. So what? You killed 2 people and you feel no remorse. Like, it pisses me off. And it's so sad because for his family, like both of them passed away. For both of their families, their wives, their kids, their parents, their sister, like it's so sad. And like I don't know. I don't know how to put into words what I want to say, because I feel like I can't truly articulate what I want to say, and I can't articulate what I want to say in a good way without like cursing or like having an aneurysm, because it truly pisses me off. And like, I hope that man suffers in prison. I'm sorry. That's mean, but I don't really care because he doesn't feel bad for what he did. So why should I feel bad about him? Ugh. Okay. And like, I feel so bad. Like, not that, like, Columbus has suffered a lot. Like, losing. Yeah. I don't. We're gonna move on because I'm gonna have an aneurysm. So, yeah, it just felt wrong to not talk about Johnny and Matthew in this episode because it's just, it was such a, it's a big, I just can't not talk about it clearly. Yeah. I don't know how to get my thoughts in order now. I don't know what I want to talk about. So we're gonna just, I don't know how to move on in a good way, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm sorry that started out so dark. Like, that was such a dark way to start off this portion. Something else. The NHL documentary dropped. What was it? I don't remember what it's called. Because I don't have Amazon Prime, so I'm streaming it illegally. But I started the first episode. So I'm a little bit into the first episode. Love William Nylander and his dogs. I love Pablo. His dogs are so cute. I have a lot to say about William Nylander and like the way he was treated by Toronto. Toronto is such. Also, speaking of Toronto, when they were talking about Paul and like, what's his name? Paul Bissonnette. Guys, not good with names. It probably is phonetical, but phonetic. Oh my god, I can't speak. But like, it probably is the way it's spelled, but like, I just can't. I don't know. I don't like him. Okay, I don't like him as a person. I think he's kind of gross. Unpopular opinion. That might not be unpopular, but like, I think it was. He said that like women only watch hockey because the players are attractive, and like that's so sexist and misogynistic that it just really turned me off. Also, the way he was credited in the show was like fan, Toronto Maple Leafs fan, spectator or whatever. Like, they didn't even say that he was a former player, and I thought that was really funny. But yeah, the way that Toronto treated, going back to what I was talking about before I started talking about him, the way Toronto treats their players, like they kind of treat them like they're not people. Like, they're just objects and like pieces in a larger game. And like, that's awful because they're people and they have emotions. And when you talk shit about someone, when you talk shit about someone that you don't see as a person, you don't think that they have feelings. And like, the way that he was treated by the fans just is so awful because he probably was in a very dark place and he probably did get very depressed by it because, yeah, he's a person and he has emotions. So like, yeah, that's that. Back to the NHL documentary. The episodes are out, but I obviously wrote this down before it was announced who the players that they were going to focus on was about. So my notes say players that would be interesting for the doc, literally, and then in parentheses, literally anyone but Connor McDavid, amazing player, boring as hell. So I haven't gotten very far into the series, so I saw the clip of him obviously like yelling at his teammates because like he was pissed off. And like, that's understandable. I'm not going to like harp on that because that's the way, because it's sports and I understand how sports works to an extent. Like, I'm not going to harp on that too much, but he is very boring. So, and like, that was like the most emotion I've ever seen out of him in my life other than the All-Star games this year. Who do I think would be a good pick for the NHL documentary? I'm looking at my wall of pictures right now. I think that from the Flyers, I think Joel Farabee would be a good pick because like, or like basically anyone who's under the age of like 25 because they're kids and like they know how to have fun. Like, Connor McDavid is also under 25. Now that I'm thinking about it, but like, it's just different. Like, also fun fact, Connor McDavid is Gen Z. Crazy. I know. He is Gen Z. He was born in 97, and I think the cutoff is like 96, 97. So yeah, crazy. But I think Joel Farabee would be a good pick for the documentary. Maybe even Trevor Zegras. I don't even like Trevor Zegras, Like, good player, I just personally don't like him. That sounds wrong. I don't have anything against him. I don't want to get hate, guys. I don't have anything against Trevor Zegras. He's just not my favorite player, and I'm not a Ducks fan. So, who else do I think would be interesting? There's a lot of pictures on the wall, so it could take. Seth Jarvis would be a great pick. Oh my gosh, Seth Jarvis and Joel Farabee together would be amazing. Like, I feel like their personalities are perfect for each other, and like they would just like bounce off of each other, like comedic wise. Like, it would just be perfect. Also, I don't really know who's being featured. Like, I think for the most part, I know who's being featured. Like, Jeremy Swayman, Connor McDavid. I think Quinn Hughes, maybe Jack Hughes. I don't know. Obviously, David Pastrnak and William Nylander because I watched that part. So that two, I obviously know. But other than that, I don't know who else. Obviously, Philip Forsberg. Is that his name? The guy with the mustache on the Nashville Predators. Is that his name? I don't know. Yeah, there's that. He's featured too because I saw the clips. I saw a few clips on TikTok and stuff. So, who else? I don't know. Let's think about. I'm gonna go pull up the the teams and then see who I think would be most interesting. Thinking about teams, maybe Jeff Skinner because like his between two stalls showed a bunch of personality. Like even if it was like a joke and like sarcastic, it did show a lot of personality. Tyler Sagan, he's kind of kooky. The bromance between Joe Bellino and Mo Sider would be cute. Cole Caulfield, I don't know if he's featured in it, obviously. Who else? I feel like everyone talks about Sid, so like I don't think he was featured in this documentary. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, I'm not sure. I'm not sick. I don't know what's wrong. Whenever I film this podcast, it's like the universe knows, and then I get all like nasally and stuff. So I'm sorry. That's awful. I don't know. I literally probably had a whole list in my head, and now I don't know. I can't think of anyone I was thinking of for this segment. That's so embarrassing too, because I truly did. Like, I had so many people in mind, and now I can't think of a single person. Travis Konechny would be fun, I think. Who else? I don't know, like, some of the younger teams, I feel like, would be kind of fun. Because, like, you have a whole bunch of younger guys in there, like, they have, like, personality and stuff. I don't know. Not that I'm calling people old, but, like, there are, like, statistically teams that are older in average age. Not that I'm calling people old. I don't know. That's literally everyone I can think of off the top of my head, which is awful because I truly did have a very long list. What else? What else is on my list? I talked about William Nylander's contract, and I have a question about contracts. I want to know how it works because for me, I get paid bi-weekly, so I get paid every other week. Do they get paid every other week? Do they get paid every week? Like, do they get some at the beginning of the season, some at the end of the season? Like, I want to know how this works. Where's Lexi LaFleur Brown when you need her? Maybe I should ask her this question and see if she responds to it on TikTok. For those who don't know, Lexi LaFleur Brown is JT Brown's wife. JT Brown is a former NHL player. He played for the Wild and the Lightning and a few other teams. And he's retired now, and he's a what's it called? He's like a reporter, spokesperson. He speaks for Seattle Kraken, like at their games and stuff. He's a reporter at the games. Not a ringside reporter, but like he sits at that table and like talks about it. But like she answers questions on TikTok about like paychecks and like the dynamic between WAGs, which is like wives and girlfriends and like all that kind of stuff. So maybe I should ask her a question like that and see if she answers. But like that's what I'm curious about. Like how does this money get to the player? Like I'm curious about that now for some reason. So yeah. What else is in my notes? The new guys, I'm having a stroke. The new PWHL team names and logos are cool. And of course, we all saw that the Ottawa and Calgary logo looks similar. That's what's in my notes right off the bat. What else? Rutger McGrory going straight to Pittsburgh. after he like got traded to Pittsburgh and immediately signed with Pittsburgh, which just means that he didn't want to sign with Winnipeg, which I mean, that's so true. I wouldn't, no offense, I wouldn't really want to sign Winnipeg either. So, yeah, I totally understand. There's probably so much microphone feedback. I'm so sorry. I'm going to set this down. I feel like I should set this down. I don't even know what the audio sounds like. Guys, what if I've been talking this entire time and none of it's been picking up? That would absolutely suck, and I think I would like jump off a cliff and I wouldn't ever record ever again because I'd be so pissed off. Like, there's so much good juicy stuff in this clip alone, and if it doesn't get used, I'll cry. Yeah, I wouldn't want to send Winnipeg either. Like, I think it's so crazy to see R. McGrory when the score comes in, because I get notifications for games sometimes. Like, for certain teams, I get, like, scores and stuff when a player scores. So to see his name and then, like, Sidney Crosby and an assist is truly insane, because I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Because, like, he just signed this past season, and now he's playing with Sidney Crosby. That's crazy to me. Of course I have to talk about Jessica Campbell. Oh my gosh, how could I not? I'm already like her biggest fan. I think she's great, and I just love that it pisses men off. Like, I live to piss men off. Sort of. But like, to see all the men pissed off in the comments that she's literally just doing her job. She's like so much more qualified than some of the male head coaches in the league, and she's only an assistant coach. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, and I mean, I don't know if Seattle won the game that she was at, like the first game that she was at, but like, that doesn't matter. She's still breaking so many boundaries and she's opening so many doors for people, and it's so crazy. And I just feel like, if you're pissed off, be pissed off. She doesn't care. She's just doing her job. So, love her. She's great. And she looks like she's fucking Barbie, guys. She's great. Like, she's doing it all, and I love it. Now onto my paper notes. It doesn't have as many stuff. It doesn't have as much stuff, so I'm just gonna like have to like pull up the NHL News app or something. A lot of captains were named off season. Some weren't off season. Like, Jordan Eberle was an off season. He was like last week. He got named captain like last week. I don't think Rasmus Dahlin. I think he might have been like during preseason. It might have been like a few days before the regular season started. That's pretty cool. Austin Matthews. Don't even know what to say about that. I didn't know you could do that. I don't think. Like, you have a captain? Guys. Whoa. You have a captain, and then you just decide, like, one day, hey, you're kind of underperforming, so we're gonna switch things up. And, like, John Tavares is still alternate captain, so, like, and he's still on the team, so it's not, because it's not like a Blake Wheeler situation where he was, I don't know. Like, it's not like their captain was traded. Not to bring up Blake Wheeler, because I don't think what I'm talking about is relevant. But, like, it's not like John Tavares was traded, or, like, he's going anywhere, or he's, like, or, like, Jonathan Toews. Like, he just is, what even is going on with Jonathan Toews? Like, he's at, like, Fire Festival or whatever it's called. Like, he was, like, in the desert at a rave. I don't want to talk about Jonathan Toews anymore. But, like, it's not like he, like, semi-retired and said, hey, I'm done with hockey, or, like, he got traded. He's still there. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. But, like, good for Austin Matthews. Cool. Next captain. There's some captains I just don't care about, so I'm not going to talk about them. But Clayton Keller being named the first ever captain for the Utah Hockey Club, which is crazy because Utah Hockey Club is literally just Arizona Coyotes with new packaging. Again, we're talking about Clayton Keller. I mean, still great accomplishment for him, because I feel like it was an obvious pick. Like, it was either him or Lawson Krause who was going to be captain. In my personal opinion, that's how I saw it, because they've both, and, like, I think he's alternate, so, like, obviously he was a top contender for them too, most likely. But I think Clayton Keller is very slay, obviously, because he's player of the episode, and I think very highly of him. Not that I'm putting men on a pedestal, because that's weird. Did that once already, caused me a great depressive episode, caused me to be, like, really depressed and eat for a month. Anyways, moving on. Not that I'm putting men on a pedestal, but I think he's great, and he's he's a really good player, obviously. And yeah, gonna talk about Utah Hockey Club for a little bit. I watched the game yesterday against the Devils. First game that they ever lost, so I'm very proud I watched that one. And it was a shutout game, so that's pretty cool. I'm very proud of both of the Devils goalies this season. Like, it's only been a couple of games that they're both doing so well. Like, Jake Allen and Jacob Markstrom are both doing very good. Like, it's one thing to have one good goalie, but it's another thing to have two good goalies that work well together and are good for the team. North Islanders. So, yeah. Ilya Sorokin and Semyon Varlamov. What's up with that? I don't know. Obviously, I love Ilya Sorokin, so Ilya Sorokin can do no wrong in my eyes. Yeah, so I love him. He can really do no wrong in my eyes. Yeah, Utah's literally just Arizona with new packaging. Like, come on, guys. It's not like it's a new team. It's just an old team. It's like when you moved Atlanta to Winnipeg. Like, it's the same thing. Also, they want to make another team in Atlanta. Like, I saw that someone's thinking about expanding teams to, like, Ontario and, like, Atlanta or something. Like, if it didn't work once, it's probably not going to work again. Like, maybe things are different, and if it does, then I'll eat my words. But, like, I feel like it's not going to work. Like, it's not going to be if it didn't work once, it's not going to work again, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. What else? Jeremy Swayman's gigantic bajillionaire contract. And, like, I love goalies. I'm a goalie supporter through and through. So, I love goalies no matter what. Goalies can do no wrong in my eyes unless I don't like you. Like, unless the goalie really sucks and I don't like them. Like, I don't talk much about players and the way they play, but if you're not a good person, I don't like you, in my books. Carter Hart. So, yeah. So there were, like, a whole bunch of people, like, talking shit about Jeremy Swayman in comment sections and on social media. And, like, so what? Who cares? You're not at the level he is. Like, you can talk shit. I don't think he cares. Like, at the end of the day, he's the one who got the giant-ass contract, and you didn't. So, it doesn't really, I don't think it really bothers him. Trades, I don't actually know if they were traded or if it was just free agency. I think Steven Stamkos and Brady Shea were both free agents, and they both moved to Nashville. There are more free agencies that I'm going to talk about, but, like, these are the two that I wrote down on my notes because it was kind of crazy because Steven Stamkos leaving Tampa was kind of jaw-dropping and insane. Oh my gosh, guys, I haven't even talked about the playoffs or the finals. What? That's a very big part of what happened this offseason other than players and trades. We're going to talk about that in a second. Oh my gosh. But, like, yeah, Steven Stamkos was, like, the face. He was literally the captain of Tampa Bay. And then he just, like, left. And, like, you know what? I would leave Florida, too. Brady Shea, on the other hand, devastating. Truly so sad. What the heck? I'm so sad. Guys, he's so great. And he's so beautiful. And, like, I don't even know. It was really sad when he left. And, like, it's weird not having him there. I don't know. Sad times. It's hard to be a sports fan sometimes. Anyways, that's all I have on these notes, and that's all I have for that. Now we're going to talk about the playoffs, and the finals, the Stanley Cup finals that I didn't talk about, that I forgot. Like, it just left in my brain and they were not in my notes because I thought I would talk about it. So personally, I didn't watch any of the finals because I was, I'm not even joking when I say I was so depressed that I just couldn't watch anything, and, like, watching things just made me sad. And it took a while for me to, like, not be sad anymore, but now I'm okay and I'm in a better place. Just want to say that. I'm okay. I'm eating now. Everything's good. Taylor's okay. But, yeah, when the finals were going on, I just didn't watch it at all because I just wasn't in the mood, and, like, I truly could not be more stressed. Like, putting more stress on me, I probably wouldn't have done well with it. So I didn't watch any of it, and then none of my teams made it to the playoffs, or none of my teams made it to round 3, or I don't actually remember who made it to round 3, but none of my teams made it to round 4. So I truly just did not care who won. And I truly just disassociated from the whole situation. But, like, truly, Edmonton made a crazy comeback. Like, coming back was insane. And I don't really care who won at the end of the day. Like, okay. But it's cool that, like, some of the guys got their first cup. Like, Oliver Ekman-Larsson getting his first cup was pretty cool. Kyle Oskpoko. Guys, I'm really sorry. I said I was bad with names. I really did mean it, and I feel like that's very offensive to him, and I'm very sorry because he's had a very long and illustrious career. Illustrious might not be the right word, but he's had a very long career with the NHL and with teams, and I was kind of a fan of Buffalo when Tyson Jost was on the team, so, like, I should at least know the name of their captain. So, yeah, I'm really sorry to him. But he finally got a cup. Oliver Ekman-Larsson finally got a cup. Most of the Florida players finally got their cup. Like, what's his name? What's their captain's name? Because, is it Alexander Barkov? Because Jonathan Huberdeau and Alexander Barkov look alike, as we know. Guys, if you don't know, I wouldn't be able to point them out if they were in a room together. Like, they look the same to me. And, like, they're, like, captain and alternate. Like, that's confusing. Like, that might as well have been the Sedin brothers. That TikTok audio where it's like, I am Drew, I'm Danny, and we are not the same person. That's literally them. Like, we're being gaslit that they're not the same person. Which is, they're not the same person because I think one is, like, Canadian or American and the other is, like, Swedish or Russian or something. But he's European. That's all I know. So, I don't remember how I got here. Cool that they finally got their first cup. That's where I was. Good for them. I just didn't care, and then I unfollowed the NHL for a few months because I was like, I don't care about Florida. Don't really want to see content about Florida. That's what I did last year when Vegas won. I just unfollowed the NHL to protect my peace. Truly, I was protecting my peace. Also, I just don't really like Florida. I'm not a fan of Florida's teams. Either of them. So, yeah. That, also, I guess I wanted to talk about... Oh, I did already talk about captains. I'm stupid. Guys, I haven't even had a Red Bull yet, and I'm not doing well. So, yeah, this is already a very long clip, and I'm not done yet, so... I'm really happy to be back, guys. I've missed talking about hockey, and I'm going to a hockey game on Sunday. My first in-person game of this new season. I'm going to see the Avs with a few of my friends. So that's exciting. It's my best friend's first hockey game, and we're going with her and her boyfriend. And guys, I'm going to be at third wheel. It's great. I don't want to talk about it. Actually, I think he's going to be the third wheel because I haven't seen her in like 2 months. So he's going to be the third wheel, actually. So I'm excited because he's a Sharks fan. I'm an Avs fan. And as I've made it clear, guys, I don't like the Sharks. I'm sorry. Gone to enough games and I don't like them. Yeah. That's all I have to say. But yeah, I'll talk about the hockey game that I go to in the next episode. Truthfully, I don't know when it's going to be. Could be next week, could be next month. It's really bad. I'm trying to be more consistent. It's just, I am back in school and now I have a job. I know, doing big girl things, and now I have a job, so I'm trying to be more consistent, but, like, nothing about my life is consistent, truly. The only thing consistent is that I have class every Tuesday and Thursday. That's the only thing that's consistent for me at this moment in time. Like, I don't even have a consistent work schedule. It's not good because I work in, like, retail and stuff, so it's not the best. I would like a consistent schedule, but it's whatever. Anyways... I've gotten so far off topic that we're not even talking about hockey anymore. So, yeah. Let's go talk about all the unsigned and free agents this offseason and all the trades because there's a lot of that. And we're going to cover most of them. And if I don't cover your favorite players because I don't like them or I don't care. Yay!